finally we Brian De Palma fans have something to be excited about. Because it's been an awfully long time since his last film, Domino, which wasn't even very good. That's a movie that even Brian De Palma admits was not a pleasant experience filming, and it sounds like something he almost, basically regrets ever doing. Not that it didn't have some positives, but definitely Domino is the kind of movie a director doesn't want to close his filmography on, especially a legendary director. And it has been hard for us De Palma fans to see his contemporaries, Spielberg and Scorsese, and even Francis Ford Coppola, continue to make films, and we've heard nothing really from Brian De Palma. His name has been attached to other projects, other movies over the years, and those movies never ended up coming to fruition. And that just makes it extra tough because some of those sounded pretty good. But De Palma did make news about a year and a half ago, or 2 years ago, I don't know how long it was, but he did say that he was planning one more film, kind of alluding it was going to be his last film, which makes sense. I mean, he's 85 now, so. But he didn't want to mention what the project was until it was official. And I think the reason why he said that was because so many other projects were mentioned and they didn't happen. So I think that's why he didn't want to mention what the project was this time. Well, fast forward to this week, and we finally got news as to what the film is, and it's called Sweet Vengeance, which is actually one of the projects from, a few years ago. In fact, I think it was way back in 2018 that he was going to film a movie called Sweet Vengeance, obviously the same movie, and it was going to be filmed in Brazil, and they even had actors attached and everything. Well, this time it's going to be set in Portugal, or at least filmed in Portugal. I don't know if it's set in Portugal or not, but it's filmed in Portugal, or it will be. It's supposed to be filming this summer. And if for those who don't know, in the 21st century, pretty much all of his films have been in Europe. Like he's filmed somewhere in Europe for his last 5 films. So this is no surprise that he's filming somewhere like Portugal. And okay, so I'm going to try to get this plot straight. It's essentially inspired by 2 real-life murder mysteries. And also inspired by news magazine shows like 48 Hours. This straight from Brian De Palma's mouth. This inspired by news magazines like 48 Hours. And he was interested in showing how TV tells these stories of these, murder mysteries. But it's still a thriller too. It's all very kind of vague and intriguing, but I guess part of it is going to be about, how these, it must be about a news magazine show. It's also about, I guess a couple of murders or maybe a murder, I don't know, but it's murder mystery. And apparently it's going to have De Palma set pieces that he's known for. So there's reason to be excited. We do not know who the cast is. It's probably going to be a lot of Portuguese, I would assume. Or it could be maybe some other, well-known Latin actors, perhaps, that can pass for Portuguese. But I'm also interested to know who his cinematographer is going to be. Is it going to be a new person? Is it going to be somebody he's used in the past? Same goes for the composer of the score. Same goes for the editor. But I'm excited, but cautiously, because, like I said, there were other projects in the past that were supposed to start rolling at certain times that even had, cast members named, and they never happened. But I assume that since De Palma didn't want to say anything about a year ago, whenever it was, year and a half ago, that now that he has said something, I'm hoping that means it's very official and he absolutely positively will be filming this summer. I hope he's got the money ready to go. And if so, I'm super, super excited by it. Look, the other reason to be cautious is I know a lot of people on social media are, a lot of film fans are excited. All of a sudden, there's Brian De Palma fans everywhere. I don't know where these guys were when Passion came out or when Femme Fatale came out or Black Dahlia. But all of a sudden, there are people just can't wait to see the next Brian De Palma film. And that's good. But remember, he's 85 years old. Don't expect this to be The Untouchables or Scarface. Don't expect it to be Blowout or Body Double or, Dress to Kill. It's going to be an older version of that director. So the pacing may be a little slower. It just may feel a little bit different. But remember, it's still Brian De Palma. And this is a movie he wrote. And I think what I'm excited about is, for whatever reason, this is a project that really interested De Palma because he's been wanting to do it for years. After all, it's his creation. He wrote it. Seemed inspired by, some events leading to him writing this script. And it's special enough that he's willing to make this his last film. At least that's the implication. And if it's special enough for him to plan as his last film, then I think it's probably going to be a very special film indeed.